welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my eyebrows. This video is super long overdue because I like always skip that step whenever I'm doing like a whole makeup tutorial because I already have it done, and that's because you guys are looking at me without my brows filled in. And I'm actually glad I really waited to show you guys how I groom them because I've been growing them out. So let's zoom in. And I've also been breaking out a little bit. So with me, I feel like I have like full brows but not shapely brows. So as you can see, I can kind of like see the shape of my brow with the exception of, you know, the little hairs that are growing out around it. And then this one is just like sparse. Now in videos it always looks like I have a bald spot, but in reality I actually have like hair right there. It's just sparse. So far away it appears like there's no hairs there, but you just saw that it was. So normally I will go get my eyebrows threaded, like I used to do that all the time, but once I got the hang of this technique that I'm going to show you guys, I've literally like always done this, so now I don't have to go pay and get my eyebrows done. So the cool thing about it is it's similar to threading. I always prefer threading because threading is more accurate in my opinion, rather than waxing, and I just hate the way my skin feels after waxing. But threading also lasts longer, and it just gives you that ideal perfect shape. So I'm going to take my thread. I use this when I make my wigs, you guys, so I got the big boy thread. Sometimes I use the little eyebrow shapers. Of course you want to have some tweezers, some concealer. You're going to use this as like the pigment to map out your brows. Then of course later I'm going to show you guys how I fill in my brows, and this is with the Lamik brow kit. And it's powder. I have worked with powder before, so I'm really excited to show you guys how to use it. And Lamik stands for love and makeup and kindness. So without further ado, let's groom these bad boys. What I'm going to do first is take some thread. It doesn't have to be too long, just, you know, something around this length. I also forgot to mention you want to have some like eyebrow scissors because you're going to trim the hairs later. And I'm going to kind of have the thread wrapped like this. And all I'm going to be doing, you guys, is mapping out my brows. I'm going to be using this Maybelline concealer. You definitely want to use concealer that's lighter than your skin tone so you can just see where it should, you know, be mapped out. I don't use this on my face, so I literally only use this when I'm getting ready to do my brows. I'm just going to put it on the top of this cap, just that much. Wrap it up like this on my finger, and I'm going to run the string through the concealer just so it can be on the string. This is how it should look. So you want to put about that much on there. What I like to do first is go from the tip of my nose and mark like that, and then mark like that, mark the arch area, and then from the tip or the bottom of my nose like that. I know I got on my headband, don't worry about that. So again, when you're doing it from this area, it should be going directly past your pupil because that is where the highest point of your arch is going to be. And if you run out a little bit of concealer, you can just, you know, run it through again. And then of course this is the end where your tail should be. So I'm just basically putting the little markers right there, and then I come in and I'm looking straight ahead and I go across like so. If it happens to not go completely across where it should be because there's not enough concealer on the string, literally just go through it and line it back up where it should be. So already what you can see is the hairs that are outside of the line, that's what we're going to be getting rid of. So just continue to watch where I'm mapping and how I'm mapping it out. After I do that, of course, I come to the top line. Now these two lines that I'm doing, these kind of map out how thick or thin you want your brows to be and where you want it to start. So kind of like my medium density. So that's what I'm doing. So, okay, after I did that, we are going to create an X in the center, like a box. So now that I did that, I'm going to line the brow line up from the tip of this right there to that highest arch point and create a line. And then when I do that, I'm going to line it up from the tail to that arch point and create a line. And then from this line across, I kind of just go like that. And then from that line point, boom. So everything that's in there does not need to be touched, like at all. Now, what I like to do first is go in with this and literally hold the brow up like this and cut out everything that is under that line, not in the shape, under it. See how clean that automatically looks compared to that? And another thing I like about this is it literally like cleans it up for you in the sense of shaping it up. So if you have one brow that's slightly higher than the other, it kind of helps you guide it to line it back up and straighten it for symmetry, because I have horrible brow symmetry. So let's go to the other brow. Let's kind of wipe this off. You want to be very, very careful. You're not really supposed to cut off the top, but what I like to do is anything that I see that's, you know, growing over or outside of that shape, I just kind of cut down to where the shape is supposed to be. For the middle, of course, we're going to get rid of any unibrow. Just kind of cut on through. Okay, now with the tweezers, the only thing that I really do is just get any of the stubborn hairs that wouldn't come out with the eyebrow razor. So now that I'm done with that, we are going to trim the hairs. And I just kind of brush up. And trim. That is literally all I do. Okay, now moving on to filling in the brows. So like I said, I have worked with powder before, and the cool thing about it is it also comes with a little dual-ended eyebrow brush. I love dual-ended eyebrow brushes because boom, it's like a two-in-one brush. So what I'm going to do, dip my brush into the product. Always go with dark brown, never go with black. Your eyebrow hairs are just, it just doesn't look flattering with dark black. So what I like to do is kind of just outline the shape. And I never start like in the beginning, I kind of start like right there. And I just literally follow the shape. I kind of outline it first. So, and then before dipping it back in, I just use the excess in the front. Now for the sparse one, I do the exact same thing. The only difference that I do is add a little bit more pigment to that tail because it is so sparse. Now that I have it filled in, we're going to carve the brows out, and this is how you clean up the brows. So I take the concealer that I use on my face, which is the same one that I clean up my brows with, and I'm going to take a flat concealer brush like this, and we are just going to work that product in and carve out the brow. How my brows are looking after I'm done with my makeup. But yes, this is basically how I shape my brows, you guys. I like to keep them pretty full, not too thin, because I just feel like I would jack myself up if I do that. But if you do not feel comfortable doing this method, I do suggest going to go get your eyebrows threaded, because once you do that, you can kind of like map out and see the shape without even having to map it out. But I just like to do that because I like to grow mine out for a long period of time and then go back in and reshape it. But yes, for my girls that don't have very shapely brows, this method is for you. This is called faking it until you make it. So yes, let me know what you guys think about this technique. Have you seen it before? Have you heard of it? Do you want to try it? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys in another video. Bye.